Yeah. Hello, teacher Steven. Today, Juancho, Isaac, and I are going to present Survival Titanic. We are going to talk about this book. Tells the story of the Titanic disaster and the experience of the people who were on the ship. It combines story, emotion, survival, and important life lessons. First, I am going to talk about the beginning of the book. At the beginning, the Titanic is described as one of the most luxurious and famous ships in the world. The passengers feel excited and safe because everyone believing the ship is important to sink. Impossible. The author explains the different social classes on the ship. Rich passengers live in a beautiful and comfortable areas, while poorer families stay in small spaces. I think these first chapters are important because they help us understand how confident people were before the tragedy. Everything looked perfect, calm, and elegant. The author creates a happy atmosphere, so later the disaster feels more shocking and emotional. Another thing I liked was how the book describes the passengers' dreams and expectations for the trip. Some people wanted a better future, while others were simply enjoying the experience of traveling on such a famous ship. Now Juancho is going to talk about the middle part of the story.
Thank you, Matthias. The middle
You're
chapters are
welcome.
probably the most intense part of the book because this is when the iceberg hits the Titanic. At first, many passengers do not understand the danger. Some people even continue dancing or talking because they trust the ship too much. However, little by little, the situation becomes more serious. The crew starts preparing the lifeboats and panic begins to spread everywhere. Families become separate, people start running, and everybody is scared and confused. One thing I found very interesting was the reactions of different characters. Some people acted selfishly because they only wanted to survive, but others were brave and helped women, children, and elderly passengers. The author also describes the freezing weather and the fear inside the ship very well. While I was reading, I could imagine the chaos and desperation of the passengers. In my opinion, these chapters teach an important lesson about human behavior during emergencies. Some people lose control while others stay calm and help others. Another important point is that the Titanic disaster happened because people believe technology could never fail. The book shows that humans should never feel too powerful or overconfident. Now, Isaac is going to talk about the ending of the story.
Thank you, Juancho. The last chapters are very emotional and sad because the Titanic finally sinks into the ocean. The survivors are left in lifeboats, su- surrounded by freezing water, darkness, and silence. Many people are exhausted, terrified, and traumatized after the disaster. The author explained how difficult it was for the survivors to wait for rescue. Some passengers lost family members and friends, so they felt sadness and shock after surviving. I think the main character changed a lot after the experience. At the beginning of the story, life seemed easy and normal, but after surviving the tragedy, the character becomes more mature and understands the importance of life and family. One thing I really liked about the ending was the message of hope. Even after such a terrible disaster, some people stayed strong and continued fighting to survive. In my opinion, Survivor Titanic is a very interesting and emotional book because it combines real story with fiction and suspense. It also teaches a lesson about courage, fear, survival, and humanity.
To conclude, we think Survivor Titanic is a great book because it is an emotion realistic and easy to understand. It helps readers imagine what happened during one of the most famous disasters in the story.
Um, we also learned that the courage and hope are very important during difficult moments.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you.